Between 65 and 75, something comes for men like us. And it is not the thing the doctor talks about. Nobody names it, so I will. It took 18 months of my own life before I even saw it. I have watched it take whole decades from better men than me. Stay with me, because the third part of this is the part that stings. And when I get there, you will recognize the man I'm describing. He might be in your mirror. My name is Frank. I am 72. I have a shed at the bottom of my garden, and in it I make things, badly at first, then less badly. I record these videos from a workbench covered in sawdust, and I have no interest whatsoever in telling you what your doctor should be saying to you. That is their job. This is something else entirely. This is about what happens to a man when the diary goes blank. Here is what they tell you. They tell you retirement is the reward. You worked 40 years. You earned this. Put your feet up. Take it easy. You have done your bit. And for the first few months, it feels exactly like that. Nobody is asking you for anything. Nowhere you have to be. The recliner's comfortable. The television is always on. Then something starts. I've watched it happen to men I knew well. Decent men. Men who were never lazy a day in their working lives. 18 months in, sometimes less. They just went quiet, not ill, not sad exactly, just absent, like someone had turned the volume down on them. All of them had the same thing in common, nothing to get up for. Not one of them would have said they were struggling. They would have said they were fine. They were taking it easy. They had earned it. But here is what almost nobody tells you about that. Taking it easy is not a destination. It is a direction. And if that is the only direction you are moving, you find out pretty quickly where it goes. The first thing that happens is time changes shape on you. When you are working, time has edges. Monday means something different from Friday. 8 o'clock means something different from midday. Your day has structure because other people's needs impose it on you. Take that away and time goes flat. A Tuesday in March is identical to a Thursday in October, and flat time is surprisingly hard to live in. Nobody warns you about that. The second thing, God, and this is the one that catches men off guard, is that you lose the thing work was secretly giving you that you never once thought to value while you had it. You were needed somewhere. Specifically, by name, on a Tuesday, not by your family who love you but do not need you to show up at 9, by a place, a project, a problem that would not get solved without you. That is a particular kind of aliveness, and it does not come with retirement. You have to build it yourself. Nobody does it for you. Now, everything I learned the hard way, the mistakes I made, and the thing that finally pulled me out of the recliner, I have put all of it into a short guide called The Shed. I'll tell you exactly where to find it in a minute. But first, the third thing, the one I promised you, because this is the one that goes after something most men will not admit is even at risk. The third thing is the hardest because it goes after your sense of being a man who matters. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I'm saying it because I felt it and because I have watched other men feel it and not have a single word for what was happening to them. You go from being a person who produces things, decisions, solutions, objects, results, to being a person who consumes things, television, meals, other people's conversations. And somewhere in that shift, quietly, your own opinion of yourself starts to slide. Nobody tells you that taking it easy can do that. I want to introduce you to a man called Derek, 68, retired engineer. His wife Janet told me that for the first year he was home, he rearranged the garage 3 times, sorted every tool he owned, labeled things. She said it was the saddest thing she had ever watched because she knew what he was doing. He was looking for a problem to solve, and there wasn't one big enough. Derek needed a project, not a pastime. There is a difference between those two things, and almost nobody explains it. A pastime fills time. A project needs you. A jigsaw fills time. Building the thing your grandson drew on a napkin needs you. Daytime television fills time. Learning to do something badly enough that you want to do it better, that needs you, and it will not leave you alone, and that is exactly the point. This next part might surprise you. The happiest men I know at this age are not the ones who found their passion or discovered their purpose or any of that language from the self-help aisle. They are the men who found something specific enough to be bad at, because when you are bad at something, you have to turn up tomorrow. You have unfinished business. You go to sleep knowing that the thing in the shed or the allotment or the workshop or the choir, whatever it is not done with you yet. And there is a difference between that feeling and dread. It is a small difference, but it is the whole difference. The men who came through this decade, and I mean really came through it, lit up, present, still going, they all started while they were still inside the window. Not when things got bad, not when the flatness became a crisis. While it was still early, while the recliner still had its appeal and they chose not to trust it. It is not a moral failing to find this hard. Nothing about your life prepared you for an empty diary. Nothing in 40 years of work taught you to generate your own reason. You were always handed one. The trick is knowing you have to build it now and that you can. Find somewhere that you are expected, not by family. They love you, but that is a different thing. By a person or a group or a project that will notice the gap if you are not there, a standing appointment that is yours, that you made, that does not happen without you. Learn something hard enough that you are genuinely bad at it, not bad enough to quit, bad enough to need next Tuesday. Make something if you can. It does not have to be good. My first joints in that shed were embarrassing. They are still not great. I do not care. I go back. Have somewhere worth walking to. Not for the walking. That is a question for your doctor. For the somewhere now. I promised you a payoff, and here it is. The thing almost nobody sees coming is not that retirement gets hard. It is that it gets hard in a way that looks from the outside exactly like success. The recliner, the peace and quiet, the man who has earned his rest. It wears the face of a reward while it is doing its work. The men I watched fade, they were not failing. They looked to everyone around them like men who had finally relaxed. And by the time the difference was obvious, they had already lost 18 months they were not getting back. You do not have to be one of them. My guide, the shed, walks you through exactly how to find the thing that makes tomorrow specific. Not a list of hobbies, not a 5-step plan, a real map for building a life that needs you to show up. The link is in the description. Grab it. It is the book I wish someone had handed me before I wasted a year in that chair. That's exactly why I wrote it. Go find your shed, whatever yours looks like. I'll see you in the next one.